The Army has made a decision, even though the Government Accountability Office said that the contract award had been flawed, to proceed with the contract with Oshkosh. We obviously disagree with that decision. We think it was a wrong decision, certainly for Sealy, certainly for the military, as we may see a gap in production of these tactical vehicles, and certainly for the taxpayer, who I think is going to end up spending more money in the production of these vehicles. And lastly, it was a wrong decision for the workers at BAE facility right here in Austin County. Unfortunately, the military sends it back to the same decision makers who made the bad decision in the first place. I think that's a flawed process as well. It should go back to independent decision makers who didn't make the bad decision in the first place. Oshkosh didn't have the capability to build these vehicles, so we fully anticipate that there's going to be a gap in the production of these vehicles sometime around the beginning of 2011 to mid-2011. Oshkosh has said themselves that they cannot produce this vehicle until mid-2011. So who's going to pick up the slack? We believe that there's a great potential for BAE to get what's called a bridge contract to continue the production of these vehicles through 2011. And I must say there's a disturbing trend here in this administration. When we look at what happened with NASA, where they gutted the human spaceflight program, which is core to the mission of NASA, taking jobs away from Texas and sending them to California, whether it be the contract with BAE, which will now be shipped to Wisconsin. This is a disturbing pattern and a trend in this administration, in my view, to take jobs out of Texas and put them somewhere else. Not to mention the cap and trade proposals that this administration has, which will have a very damaging impact on the greater Houston area. But having said that, I believe with every crisis comes a real opportunity. Stewart and Stevenson, the predecessor to BAE, used to produce commercial vehicles. I believe there's a real opportunity that BAE was going to have to look at anyway in the near future, and that is diversification. We've had high-level discussions with BAE about potential contracts in the private sector and in the public sector as well to enhance their production capability with things like commercial buses, commercial vehicles, with boats, with potentially solar blades for solar, wind production. There are all sorts of opportunities that I think out there for the long-term economic vibrancy of the BAE facility. We have a state-of-the-art facility, and it's not going to close down tomorrow. And I've been working very closely with this task force. I'm very proud of the efforts of the task force working together to ensure that this facility stays open long-term and that these jobs remain here in Texas. I was out of the plant today. The reports were that the workers have a very positive, can-do attitude. We are Texans. We are self-reliant. We can pull our boots up, and we can take this on and create the jobs necessary to keep the jobs here in Texas. My grandfather was a survivor of the Galveston hurricane in 1900, and my father survived the Great Depression and fought in World War II. They survived and handed down a better world to us, and I think we have the same opportunity here, a challenging environment, but with a real opportunity to move forward and provide a better future for the greater Houston area.